Okay.
He destroyed all that. I don't know.
Well, okay, so to get this, last time you were texting me these AIs, like that, from like 2 a.m., I didn't read anything because I fell asleep.
No, I'm just telling you that Ferdinand of Styria, Years' War, he laid waste to all that. Like there were mass executions. There?
Yeah. I'm listening, buddy.
Okay, but
so you're talking to me about this Ferdinand guy was
yeah, because he's part of the Holy Roman Catholic Empire.
So he's strict against the people like the cults.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
Right. Well, when I say that is because you were talking about a point in time where ideas were contradicting what people wanted to do or to be, and that's the Roman Empire or the Holy Roman Catholic Empire, whatever. So then you're telling me this guy, Ferdinand.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Because wasn't he educated?
Oh, that's in Rome, yeah. But I'm talking about in terms.
Yeah, I understand.
Welcome to Al Mazrah.
Oh, fuck. Right. Right. Yes.
Heavily Protestant, that's where all these occult books started filtering in.
Right.
And then if you're like Ferdinand, your empire and shit, and you're saying, okay, all these areas where there's fucking Protestants and shit, there's all these fucking occult books fucking
circulating. Wow.
Right. That's and this is where the printing press comes in.
Say that again?
The printing press.
Right.
Printing press was created in Germany.
Okay.
By Gutenberg.
By Gutenberg.
But exactly. So do you follow where I'm getting? So now there's the printing press.
Right. This is a different type of warfare, bro.
So then now they created the printing press, right?
And
then now you're starting to see the ability to fucking reproduce these particular books.
Right.
Like in mass. In
masses, yeah, which is a new technology.
Right? So what I was getting at with the AI is I was telling him, in the sense is that, okay, remember, the argument is that it is saying that the influence of occultism on the Reformation was marginal.
Right.
But then I'm saying, well, look at the Reformation as it's developing. It seems like occultism is fucking multiplying. It's growing, right? So then I brought up the example of Rudolph II.
Okay.
Rudolph, remember? Rudolph was inside his castle, and he was all whacked out on that.
He started experimenting with it. And then
King James was whacked out, bro. He was whacked out, dude. He was like inside his castle, like fucking like he was on meth and shit, bro. Like, something was wrong with him, dude. I don't know what the fuck he was reading and shit, dude, but he was whacked out, dude.
Right.
So then, basically, what I was telling the AI is like, okay, if hypothetically, if Ferdinand of Styria was in charge, like king were in charge of that area where that library was.
Okay.
I asked AI, what would have Ferdinand done to that library?
Right.
And I'm saying he would have laid waste to it.
Like he would have burned it.
Or he would have destroyed it.
Right.
Okay.
But it got separated, right?
What's that?
But it got separated, right?
What got separated?
The library.
Got destroyed.
Okay, what library did Anhalt or Anhalt?
Christopher Anhalt.
Yeah, Christopher Anhalt. His family owned libraries, correct?
I don't know that part.
Or you said there's something about a library got destroyed or separated.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not separated. It got destroyed. This is a library.
So King Ferdinand destroyed that library.
Him or his allies, yeah.
Interesting. Because
Okay.
okay, but in what books? Okay, now what I want to know is I understand these figures, right? And I understand that certain countries were playing a role on this Reformation, right?
Right.
But what books were there that were circulating?
Yeah, they were just occultist books, right?
So like that's what's interesting is what books were they? Like who was writing them and what ideas were being?
They're manuscripts, right? They're manuscripts that were then preserved since like probably Egyptian, Greek, and all.
Right, and then converted into a book, right?
Yeah, and then converting it into like printing it and putting it into like where people can read it.
Right. That's what I would like to know. Like kind of like where the manuscripts are coming from, what the manuscripts are saying, and then how they're translated into concept.
Oh no, right. And then like the book I'm reading is saying study on the contents of Rudolph's library.
We're seeing increased activity.
Yeah, so there's no,
but the whole point of it, buddy, is that I then went and told the argument is then therefore we understand what Ferdinand of Styria would have done.
right,
He would have destroyed that place.
correct.
Okay, so then I'm telling this argument in the sense is like I'm saying is that since Frederick V, who became king,
Okay.
since he was king of that fucking area and he didn't do anything, encouraging of these books.
Right.
Everybody felt very free, like hippies or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I see that being. That's like, and he's a Protestant.
Yeah, so then I was saying, well, therefore, Frederick V, by him being so, allowing everybody to be so open about this shit.
And we're talking about this too. John Dee plays a big role on this.
No, right, and on the back end.
But buddy, what's interesting too, what's very interesting, right, is that the same way how they had a role on it, right? I feel like they had a role, and what I would say, how the same way they had played a role on the Jacobins. That's interesting.
Yeah, this is all, it all says, but that's my point. And the sense is that the fact that Frederick V did not, he allowed this to happen. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, thank you.
Operator is requesting medical.
The fact that Frederick V, the fact that he created, see, exactly, it's not just Frederick V, but he's the king, so he's kind of like the one who sets the tone as to what's permissible and not permissible. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying though is that this Protestantism, what it's doing is that it's creating an environment, right?
Right.
Where people feel very fucking free to fucking get into this shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So therefore, there has to be some kind of connection by just logical implication that there has to be some type of fucking relationship or connection between the Reformation and occultism, because the Reformation sure makes this shit fucking like fucking happy-go-lucky. It's okay to fucking read this shit. You know what I mean? That's the point. So my whole point is that when you really fucking analyze what I'm saying, it doesn't seem so marginal to me.
It seems very deeply involved.
It's fucking deeply involved. Exactly, buddy. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? This is what it seems to me.
Plus, keep in mind, you're dealing with over 1,200
Yeah,
years
no,
of
definitely.
manipulation.
That's all I'm saying. So, I mean, I think I'm coming up with a very fascinating fucking idea or argument. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
I mean,
1,200
buddy,
years
do you
of
understand
manipulation.
how advanced this is?
Well, no, this is, yeah, buddy. And you know what's really cool, buddy, is I'm understanding it. From whatever information that I know that you taught me, I'm being able to put the pieces together. And like right now, how I connected Queen John Dee, Queen Elizabeth, how it's interesting how John Dee's in the background of all this stuff to filter the the Reformation, right?
No, exactly.
And then they did the same thing with influencing the French Revolution.
Exactly. It's all behind the scenes, dude.
You know, and
So that's the further, that's the later argument. I didn't have that argument with the AI buff. That's the implication of these ideas of what I'm saying. In the sense, is like it explains the Reformation as I'm explaining it, right?
okay,
It's explaining, it's coming up with an explanation or a reason as to how later, 200 years after the Reformation, because the Reformation happened in the 1500s,
okay,
right?
okay,
And then things evolved, and then these wars of the Reformation they spilled over into the 100s.
right.
Oh,
No, but okay, when was the medieval times?
like the 1400s, 1300s,
Okay. Okay.
13,
and the
16.
1500s are the Renaissance.
1600s is Renaissance.
1500s.
1500s.
Yeah, sometimes and sometimes a little bit of the 1600s.
Okay, and then the 1600s is the Enlightenment.
Enemy threat is moderate.
No. The Enlightenment's later in the 1700s.
The rebirth.
Okay, so Renaissance, you could say Renaissance,
Like
15.
1600s. It's kind of like a blur. You know what I mean? There's no set time. Like this is when it starts. You know.
Right, and you could say Renaissance still has like sediments of, or I don't know if sediments that's the right word, but like has a little bit of medieval in it.
Well, yeah, it has a little bit of elements, but it's a time where things are getting away from the medieval.
Right. Because when I look at the paintings, right, and this is how I'm referencing it. When I'm looking at the paintings, I'm seeing a little bit of medieval in it.
Well, of course, because the times are still very close, but they're very, there isn't a time where it just breaks like, oh, this is where it's just a process, buddy. It's like evolving.
Right.
There's no set time. Like, it's just we just give it these names so it can help us classify them.
Right.
Okay. So, but what I'm saying though is that as a result of what we're talking about, then it explains. It explains how all these events after the 1600s and going into the 1700s, it explains all these manifestations of occultism in the French Revolution.
Right. In other words, history keeps repeating itself.
So you just see this complete evolution of all these ideas. So then by the time you get to Keats and all these people, it's quite logical as to how and why these people are into the occult undercover.
Right.
Because what they're doing is that they're introducing all these ideas into their poetry and techniques and everything, but they're putting it in such a way that it's hidden from everybody.
And you could say it's what we call infusing it, right?
Yeah, definitely, dude. You know what I mean? Keats' poetry has a lot of fucking hermetic principles in it, bro.
Wait, but you're hitting a real sweet spot right here, bro. Like this topic and this timeline is very sweet, and it's allowing my mind to like filter a lot of understanding. Like it's
right. So now, if you notice, you sense the frustration in me where I kept trying. Yeah, I get notice to admit certain things. So my basic point is, in
oh yeah, I remember that. But buddy, what I'm understanding is that it chose to say that it's artificial intelligence comes from the 9 o'clock philosophy. Right. Sir? Right.
What's that? Hello?
Right. Right. Right.